But how many of these kids, this is a big one, how many of these kids are against putting kids on psychotropic drugs?
Yeah.
Putting kids on unnecessary psychiatric medications. Parents dope their kids up all the time because they don't want to deal with some hyperactive kid. Some kid who's got some fucking power, some energy. He wants to bounce off the walls.
I was in, we were in Brea the other day, right before the show we did, and there was a kid, I mean, the kid must have had autism or something, or some extreme case of it, but he was like, you know, he was having some sort of violent episode, I'm assuming, but it was just a dad, like calm as day, just sitting on a corner with his kid, with the kid face down, as the kid's like screaming and shaking and kicking his arms and legs, and then I was just holding the kid down, and it was so hard to, like, I almost wanted to say something, like I didn't know, they don't ever really like tell you what to do, like what's going on in that situation, and I kind of watched it for a minute because it looked like he was abusing the kid for a second, but then you kind of realize after, like, oh, this kid was gonna like hurt himself or whatever it was, but that's like a really, really hard thing.
Yeah, I can accept more in the real extreme cases where kids have like severe problems, but it seems like they're just happy to, like, anyone's like hyperactive, just this kind of loose thing. Give them Adderall.
It's not a 1 or a 0, right? It's like there's varying stages of issues that kids are going to have, and some kids are going to need some kind of medication, but they're definitely overprescribing. Definitely, I knew my neighbor had a kid. There was nothing wrong with him. It's just a fucking kid, and they put him on Ritalin. Yeah,
like you take Adderall as an adult. Adderall's a drug, man.
Yeah,
like that's
Ritalin.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
I give it to my 5-year-old. We snort it together.
It's just if people don't get enough attention, or they don't have an outlet, and they don't know what to do with themselves, they get wacky. It doesn't mean you need to give them drugs.
Yeah.
Some of these people have legitimate issues, and they probably do need medication. And some of these people just need to find something that's interesting in life.
Yeah, well, I think on what you were saying before about, like, why don't these kids look into that stuff? I think a lot of times it's just like people want the simple thing, and you got to actually. This is a really difficult question to get into this stuff. Whereas if you're just like, oh, I'm against guns, that's easy. I think it's the same thing as when people are just offended. It's like you don't really have to, like, read a lot. You don't have to know a lot. It's just easy to be right, and you've got the answer.
Yeah, it's laziness. People can just pick a side very easily and go, cool, everyone's already defined what's on that side. So, yeah, I'm on that side. Look, I did my work.